Depending on what year you joined Roblox, you most likely found a core set of games that you found yourself playing the most. Nostalgia is pretty big, so whether you joined in 2006, 2013, 2016, or even today in 2021, it doesn't really matter. Each year I feel like has its own set of games that people tend to flock to. For example, I joined in 2011, and I remember a lot of the games that I would play all the time, but unfortunately the vast majority of those are no longer around. Or are they? Luckily, I was able to find a lot of them actually. So today I'm going to be showing you some of the games from my Roblox childhood, in no particular order. So I'm going to go ahead and put the links of these games in the descriptions if you'd like to check them out for yourself, but be warned, a lot of these games probably won't work anymore because of their age, so just putting that out there. Anyway, let's get on with it. To start off, I'm going to look at the game Built to Survive the Creepers. Now this is a game I played quite a bit, by quite a bit I mean almost every day on Roblox when I first joined. This is probably one of the first games I found when I joined Roblox, and I joined Roblox in I think October of 2011, September of 2011, I'm not really sure, but this is one of the games that I went to first, and it's really fun. It still works. This guy remade it exactly how it was in 2009, so I highly recommend you check it out. And his username is Sheriff Taco. I'll leave the link in the description. This guy did a great job. It's exactly how it was, so go check it out. This next game I'm going to be looking at is called Legacy 2. Now this game I played from like 2011 to 2013, at least that's when its heyday was. It was made in 2010. I'm not really sure if it ever made it to the front page. I can't really remember that far back, but feel free to check it out. It was pretty fun when I played it. I'm not exactly sure if it'll work as well anymore because I'm sure there are a lot of bugs because it hasn't been updated in a year. And it's actually surprising that it was updated a year ago because this game is almost a decade old. So feel free to check it out. It's really cool. It's kind of like walking through a Roblox museum. So feel free to check it out. This next game is called World War II Battle for Carentan. Now this is pretty old, it's from 2008, but I played it quite a bit from like 2011 to 2014 even, and I think it was still relatively popular up until I think 2018, but at that point I think the game really started to die in popularity because it was a really old style game and people tended to flock more to heavily scripted games and just generally big front page games. But I highly recommend you check it out. I don't think you're going to find anybody else playing it, so it's not going to be as fun, but feel free to go ahead and look around the map. This next game you all have definitely heard of. It's called Survive the Disasters, and it's still relatively popular. About 177 people are playing it right now. It's got over 200 million visits, and it was created in 2009. But it was a really popular front page game from what I can remember, and I played it all the time. So feel free to go check it out. It's definitely one of those games that you can get into pretty easily. Just run around, survive the disasters, don't get killed. Simple stuff. Collect points, buy items, and it still holds up really well today. This next one is really old. It's actually still a front page game. It's got 19,000 people playing it. It has over 3 billion visits, 10 million favorites. It was made in 2008. I highly recommend you check it out. It's really well done. It's evolved so much over the years, so go ahead, check it out. Honestly, it's really weird seeing how popular it is today because it's over 10 years old and it's still on the front page. To me, that's just insane. Galleons. I played this game all the time with my friends. Unfortunately, it's not as popular as it used to be. Only about 8 people are playing it right now, and I think the reason for that is because for about a year it was off the store page. Like, you couldn't play it. The creator took it off because it was just broken. So I think he took a while to just try to fix all the issues, but it's open now, so you can check it out, play it all you want, and it still holds up. It's really fun. You can become a captain, order your ship around, order your crewmates around, until inevitably they order a mutiny on you and they throw you off the ship and they become captain. So it's a really fun circle, and I highly recommend that you check it out. It's one of those classic Roblox experiences that unfortunately aren't very common nowadays. Armored Patrol is actually another game by the same creator who made Galleons. And it still holds up today. It's still really popular, at least relatively speaking. About 25 people are playing it right now, and it's got about 67 million visits, and it was made in 2008. And it still kind of plays how it used to play, although there are a lot of newer additions that I feel like make the game a whole lot better. You can go around, shoot tanks, fly around in helicopters. It's really fun. And another cool thing is that it's the classic map. It's had the same map for so many years. This next game, chances are nobody's heard of. It's got about 3 million visits, nobody plays it anymore, and it's from 2008. But I remember this is a game that I played when I first joined Roblox, and I'm actually really surprised that I found it. I wasn't expecting to find it because I've been looking for it for a long time, and now that I finally found it, I didn't expect for it to actually be still up and playable. But you can actually go in there now and it still works for the most part. There are a few minor bugs, but it still plays the exact same way as it did in 2011. And surprisingly, it was updated in 2020. So the guy who made it, Shaakra, is his username, so go ahead and check it out. It still works, so make it popular again. Apocalypse Rising is a game that a lot of you have probably heard of. It was on the front page for a long time, I think up until 2015. It's got about 200 people playing it, and I highly recommend you check it out. It still holds up, it works. There are a few bugs. Unfortunately, when I joined the game, I couldn't really play it because my character from a long time ago got stuck outside the map somehow. And I have no idea how that happened. So I'm going to put up somebody else's gameplay, whose credit I will put in the bottom right corner. So, go check it out, it's really fun. This next game holds a special place in my heart. It's called Survive the End of Classic Roblox. It was made by the Amazeman in 2008, and it was really popular up until I think 2014. I think it was on the front page once, and I played this all the time. Unfortunately, nobody really plays it anymore, but you can still check out the map. It still works perfectly fine as far as I can tell, so go ahead and check it out. I remember he made a second version of the game that was, I thought it was really fun. Unfortunately, that game broke and he never really revamped it or re-released it or anything like that. I'm not really sure if he has any plans to, but it would be really cool if he did. Anyway, let's get to the next one. Kingdom Life 2 is a role-playing game. It's a Medieval 2 role-playing game, and it was really popular for a long time. And it's actually surprising because the creator, BoopBot, hasn't updated it since 2012. Unfortunately today, though, it's not popular at all. 0 people are playing it. Occasionally, I think 1 or 2 people hop on there, but it's got about 18 million visits, and it was made in 2009, updated in 2012. There's actually an updated version of the original game out there by Jason, just with a bunch of bug fixes and general updates and whatnot. So go ahead and check it out if you want to experience the original game. And there's actually an even newer game by DevBuckette. It's the same name, Kingdom Life 2. I know it's confusing, but it's updated. It's got newer morphs, newer scripts, a newer map. It's really well done. It's a lot more popular than the other games. It's got about 50 million visits, about 300 people are playing it. I highly recommend you check it out. It still holds up. It's really fun if you like role-playing, medieval life, all that sort of stuff. Alright, this next game is called Darkened Dawn, but that's not what it was always called. It used to be called Vampire Roleplay. Now this game I played all the time. I played this from like 2011 all the way up until I think 2015, and the creator Chris046 actually remade this game. Sadly, the new game isn't the same location as the original game, so you can't really go in and check out the original map. All I have are old videos of me playing on the original map, so you can get a feel of what it used to look like. The new game is actually really cool. People still play it. It's a relatively popular role-playing game. The only thing that's different is the entire map. The name isn't Vampire Roleplay, it's called Darkened Dawn. I'm going to leave the link in the description. It's still really cool. And another cool thing is that I actually found the original link for the original place. So I'm going to put that up. Unfortunately, you can't play it but you can check out the game page so you can see all the stats that it used to have. So I'm going to go ahead and put that picture up there on the screen and the link in the description, so feel free to go check that out. Alright, the last game I'm going to be showing you guys today is called Welcome to the Town of Robloxia. This game, I would say, is the original role-playing game on Roblox. It is so influential. So many of the role-playing games out there today, like Welcome to Bloxburg, were inspired from this game. Sadly, the original creator, OneDev2, was banned a long time ago. I'm not exactly sure why, but if you want to go check the game out for yourself, there are a ton of copies out there that are the exact same, or you can download the original from the original page, because he uncopy-locked it, so you can basically just take it and make your own game out of it, which is what so many people have done. I'll admit it doesn't really hold up as well because Roblox updates throughout the years have broken it completely, so a lot of the cars don't really work anymore. There are a ton of bugs, but it's an old map, and it essentially is like walking through a Roblox history museum, because this game influenced a ton of role-playing games, so feel free to check it out. Alright, that's about it for this video. If you guys have any games that you played in your Roblox childhood, feel free to let me know in the comments section below, and I'll see you in the next one.